What is it, Tuesday? Happy Tuesday afternoon, Book Marketing Pro Academy, or anybody else who is joining us live on YouTube today. This is my favorite part of the month, quite frankly, because it is the time I get to just encourage you as writers, as speakers, as marketers, as Jesus followers. And so thank you for that privilege today. The topic for our encouragement is one that I think we can all say we struggle to know what the next right step is. Whether it is as we are writing our book, or maybe launching a book out into the world, or even maybe it's just as simple as I've done all the things, so now what's next? But I will tell you that I have found something predominantly true in my writer journey, and that is this: the God that we can trust with every other area of our lives, we can also trust him with the next right step. Now, this is one of the reasons that is so, I'm sure it should be important to most people, but it is significantly important to me simply because in life, just practically speaking, I am what is known as directionally challenged. And I would like to blame that on a lot of different things, save for the fact that 40 years ago, when I took whatever the test Kansas third graders took 40 plus years ago to assess directions. Well, I guess it wouldn't even be directions. See, I can't even say the word. That's how directionless I am. Whatever my abilities were to interpret maps, map skills, that's what it was. It assessed map skills. Apparently, I had none. So much so that my parents were a little concerned. So to say that GPS and Google Maps was an answer to prayers, my prayers, my husband's prayers, probably my children's prayers, is not said lightly. But there is one moment or one directionless experience, shall I say, that stands above the rest. And while I had this whole encouragement talk planned, God, at the last minute, as he often does, inspired me to take a book out and read you something that I have written down about the time I got lost on the way to physical therapy. But Google Maps would not help because I got lost in the hospital. So, bet you didn't think you were going to have story time with Sarah today, but it seems you are. Here's the title of this little account. Even when we lose our way, he carries us all the way to found. Make me know the way I should go, for to you I lift up my soul. Psalm 143:8. Once upon a time, I got lost on my way to physical therapy. In a hospital I frequented pretty much as the grocery store, all courtesy of my wonky brain and a sign that read, "Main parking garage full." A sign I drove by 3 times before the staff member standing in front of it was reduced to wildly waving and over-articulating, "It is full. Go to the other one." Well, just bless my little heart, break my routine, and color me confused. By the time I found the right garage, I was so hopelessly turned around. I devolved to muttering to myself and just breaching any double door I could find in some blind hope that PT would be on the other side. But then I found her, a darling scrub clad woman who clearly knew I was lost, made even more obvious when she asked, "Where are you going?" To which I snorted back, "I don't know, do you?" Hugh laughing, hooting, wheezing, and giggling. Okay, it was just me who wheezed, but somewhere in all of the merriment, I eked out physical therapy, which made her laugh even harder because I was so obviously not even close. After several rounds of, "Now where do I turn left?" she handed me a map, turned me towards another door, and said, "Just keep going." But then I ended up in plastic surgery. Trying to be proactive and avoid the embarrassment of actually walking into an OR, I stopped at the plastic surgery desk and made what I thought was a hilarious joke. "Hey, I'm supposed to go to PT today, but I thought I'd check to see if I could squeeze in a tummy tuck on my way down." The check-in lady was not amused. She gave me a look that clearly said, "This is why I don't work in neurology." And then she pointed her finger towards the direction of the elevator. Still ever so clueless, I hopped on, pushed G, and waited for the door to open. And when it did, there was the waving lady and the sign that had started it all: "Main parking garage full." Laugh, hoot, giggle, wheeze. Out of breath and still snorting, I finally found myself in the PT room. My therapist greeted me with a grin, a greeting that launched me into an utterly ridiculous account of my adventures, only to end with, "But I did it." 45 minutes later and a few friends, I did it. To which she giggled back, "You did. And we're so very glad you're here." Whew. The mind is a precious gift to you all, but even more precious is the journey we take. Sometimes we end up in the oddest of places. Sometimes we feel like we are a million miles from where we know we need to go. And sometimes we end up right back where we started, realizing we took the long way home. But at the end of the journey, no matter how winded or tired or wounded, no matter how long we fumbled and sojourned and zigzagged around, someone waits. A father, a savior, a saint, ready to welcome us to the place we truly belong, ready to hold and heal as we breathlessly exclaim, "I made it," and ready to answer back, "You did. And we're so very glad you're home." So let me ask you a question today. Where are the places in your writing story where you felt lost, where you felt alone? How has he found you in those places? And how can you pursue joy even on the craziest of detours? And we know, as writers, as speakers, as message carriers, those detours can be doozies. But where are you in trusting the God who orders your steps? Let me pray this over us today to close. Father, may we seek you when we find ourselves on roads unnavigated and unknown. May we trust you with our steps. May we ask you for your guidance. And may we move forward confidently, knowing that no matter the road we take, you will be with us from now until home. Have a beautiful day, my friends, no matter what steps God asks you to take. We'll see you on Friday for Fun Filtered. Have a wonderful day. Until next time, take care.